to the HR Insider, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of human resources, uncovering the latest insights, emerging trends, and the compelling stories of influential figures shaping the HR landscape. I'm Harshal, your host, and today we are excited to have Ranjana Sagar with us, an accomplished talent leader with 19 years of experience driving strategic talent initiatives at Cinecron. Ranjana is known for her role in creating dynamic teams by hiring top talent globally. Her extensive experience spans across talent acquisition, recruitment strategy, university relations, and employer branding. Join us as we uncover the secrets behind her success and gain unparalleled insights into the world of HR. Welcome, Ranjana, to the HR Insider podcast.
Thank you so much, Harshal. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'm really excited about this.
Excellent. Pleasure is all ours, Ranjana. Ranjana, you have wealth of experience. You have worn different hats in different ecosystem. We are really keen to know more about your professional journey. How do you ended up being in the HR? Would love to know about your professional journey so far.
And give you a little background about myself. Um, I come from Steel City, Jamshedpur, which is Jharkhand. So I am born and brought up there, and definitely my father was an HR professional
Wow.
in Tata Steel. So that was the best company to see an HR professional and to go grow around him, right? So uh, that was something always I felt it's such a respectful profession to be in. Also, so much that you do around people, and especially in a company which is owned by Tatas. So you have the best of the policies going in. So yes, I was raised by a parent who was an HR professional. So that's where my journey started. So all of my schooling has been done from Jamshedpur, and then I moved to Bangalore for my higher education. I've done my MBA, and then I started my journey. My journey didn't start with HR though. So that's
Okay.
the trick, and that's the real interesting part of it. So when I was doing my PGDM, I definitely looked at my father and wanted to be in an HR professional. So I started with HR as my specialization. But then somewhere in between, I was a little confused, and I thought, okay, because my graduation was commerce, and hence that helped me actually uh, to really understand that I had a forte in finance as well. So why not take finance also as one of the pathways for myself? So I started with Deutsche Bank. I was campus selected in Deutsche Bank. Although with HR specialization, I was campus selected in Deutsche Bank with as a financial analyst, and I started my journey there. So this was very funny because it was not a company which came for campus selection for HR professional. They came for finance. But I somehow made my way into the interview room, and I was like, okay, very persistent that I want to sit for this interview process because I want to work for this company. You know, it's a German bank and I want to really work for them. So I got into the interview process and I got an offer by end of the day. And I was able to convince the interviewer saying that why being a finance or a HR professional, I'm picking up something in finance. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was something I think was really funny. But I had a 2.5 years long journey in Deutsche Bank, and I think it was such a nice journey with Deutsche Bank as a financial or operational analyst. I learned so many things. And then came in a time where I realized that I had something else calling, and I really want to do something different, and different in the sense that I really understand that the potential in me is more of where I can be a front runner rather than doing a lot of things at the back end operations. So I I quit Deutsche Bank, and I was really blank for some time, but I really thought that let me make this move, and I got into recruitment. So that is way back in 2006, I guess, and uh, not many line of work in HR was there. There was core HR, and then there was recruitment, and then there was L&D. So I thought the best way to start is recruitment because that really gives the entry point into the HR fraternity. So I thought, okay, that's the way I need to get in. So I started with a consulting firm, and that consulting firm became part of MOFO, which was Randstad. So there was a lot of integration, mergers, and acquisition during the tenure that I was with them, and then I became part of Randstad. I had a good long 4 years with them, and I think Randstad Moffa was a was a school of learning for me. They really shaped you well. That environment was very conducive for learning. I was able to do a lot of things for myself, also for the organization in terms of started managing accounts, anchoring some of those accounts, managing teams, so give me a good platform in terms of how do I actually move forward in this whole line of work. And from there, taking away all the learnings from Randstad, I moved to another consulting company called GI Group. And GI Group again was a international consulting firm, staffing firm, and there I started managing large teams, both in IT and ITS hiring. So I think that's where my area of work increased to managing large teams of around 20-25 people, and that too in different areas like IT and ITS. So I really started getting understanding my strength in terms of people management, in terms of bringing in policies, in terms of bringing in processes, in terms of bringing the coming and making stakeholder management very pleasantful in terms of acquiring clients. So I think those are the times where I really understood my strength in terms of what is that I need to really work upon and move ahead. And that's where I came across ATRA. ATRA at that point of time, I joined as head of recruitment, was a small IT services company. I would say just specializing in cards and payments and was really growing fast. And I joined their journey in 2013, and it has been since then such a lovely journey. So I again saw a couple of acquisitions there, or not say couple, but yes, there was an acquisition from Synchron, and currently I'm part of Synchron. But yes, started my journey when the company was Atra. Uh, Atra has given me the platform to keep learning and growing in terms of the work that I did for this organization has been opening branches, doubling the headcount within a year. So I joined in 2013, and this is something that I was really proud of. Is when I joined in 2013, there was a headcount of around 400. We were nearing 500, and within a year, we celebrated 1,000 of us. So,
Wow.
so we just doubled the headcount with a very very lean team, and I think we were hiring all across the scales, all across the place. We opened Pune branch from Bangalore. We added Pune, and I think we were just hiring and learning so much. So the biggest thing there was I started putting my hands in a lot of things because it was such a growing organization with people that were supporting you across with your ideas. We started going to campuses, coming across and hiring internationally for Australia, for Middle East, and then US. So definitely it was a journey where every year there was something which came big in your bucket.
Yeah.
Understanding that automation is very important. We need tools, moving to automation, and getting to the market to understand which tool perfectly fits the recruitment process in the organization, then going along and buying those tools. So yes, it's been like I think I have had it all through Atra Synchron, and it has been Epson. So yeah, So I think I'll wrap my journey, but yeah, that's the accidental journey where I wanted to be a financial analyst and then an HR analyst, and I think that's something which I keep talking to when I go to campuses and university across India. I keep talking about that. It's okay to make those moves, and it's okay to
Hmm.
really make those changes, sudden changes, because there's nothing. Because sometimes I see people so closed in terms of, okay, I'm doing this, I really want to do this. But I'm really proud that I made that decision and I'm here right now. So yeah,
We're all proud of you, Ranjana. I think you are a perfect example that you can always switch your domains, and you
yes,
should always be open to new opportunities. You should not be stuck to a particular field. You should always follow your passion and keep on trying the new things which come your way. So I think being
yes,
open is something I really pick up from your journey. So, Ranjana, as you were saying, 2006 is when you started with your recruitment journey.
yes,
I heard
yes,
you develop the headcount at Atra. You have also done recruitment at an international level, be it Australia, be it a Middle East,
yes.
a European market. I'm very curious to know from the India talent perspective, what unique strength and challenges you feel our talent face from a global job market perspective as of today.
Okay. So I'll take a little roundabout before starting answering this question. So according to one of the reports which I recently read about from Bank of America, says
Hmm.
that India is going to be the third largest economy by 2031. And there are going to be three key drivers for this. The first one is India talent pool. The second is the development of mass market, and also the realization of the and the education towards the financials. So those are the three key drivers. So one of them, which is the most important and which we are going to pick up to answer this question, is the India talent pool, right? So, what are the challenges, as you asked me about in the global market? What does India talent look like, or what are the challenges or the strengths that we as Indian talent face? So, I think the strength very clearly is the great talent pool that we have in India, and the large number and the kind of size of this talent pool which is employable. Uh, and I think going by the not looking at the larger pool, but the people who are currently looking at the global job market, I think the biggest strength that I see around when currently I am in an international market working myself, I think the biggest strength that I see in people is might sound very cliche, but yes, that's the truth. I think we are open to relentless hard work. We as Indians, we embrace hard work, right? So I think
Yes.
that is something which stands out for this community, is the kind of hard work that we put in. The the second, I think, and is very important, might sound very trivial, but it's very important, is the technique of problem solving, right? So we know, and the problem solving skills are so very important at the leadership layer, especially. So the technique of problem solving is another strength I feel that the talent pool possesses. The third, I would say, is the transition, which is the law of nature, and how we are all very, very adaptable to this transition. So as this India talent pool, I think we are very conducive to this whole transition and the global transition which is currently happening. So, and I just add one more. I think the adaptation to the technology. So I think that's the strength that the India talent pool possesses. Challenges. If I again have to talk about challenges, again, one of the report of India's skills, which I was reading through, says that only 50% of our graduates are employable, right?
Right.
So what happens to the rest of them? So I think that's a big challenge that we have to understand what needs to be done to the education system there. But yes, I think that's the challenge. Coming to again, that's the bigger talent pool again. coming to, if I have to look and give from my perspective, what do I see here in terms of people when they come for interview or during the hiring process? I think one of the things which really stands out, or which really clearly comes out, is the communication skill. I think we all need to make sure that we are working towards it. So maybe that can be one of the challenges that we need to work around.
Ranjana, you spoke about the India skill report. If I go with some statistics, in
Hmm.
India every year, 10 million graduates pass out, right? Around 1.5 million would be the engineers and 8.5 million would be from the other streams, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
considering the large talent pool, yes, that's an advantage for us. But from a job seeker perspective, from a fresh
Hmm.
graduate perspective, right, what advice would you give to them to stand out when they're doing their job search or when they're in the earlier career? Because a larger talent pool also means a lot of competition for them. So, how can they
Yeah.
stand out in their quest to find their dream job in their dream company? What advice would you give to them?
No, I think this is very interesting and this is very close to my heart because this I've been done a lot of campus hiring, and I think been able to hire a lot, thousands of graduates across my career. So and I always feel very close to these graduates because somewhere I relate to it, and I feel that okay, that's where sometime I was there. So I think they need a lot of guidance, they need a lot of hand, they need a lot of support. So if you ask me what are my tips, I would not rather put it advice, but I think I'm going to talk more from my journey and more from my experience when I meet these graduates, when I meet these young minds in the university and campus and the challenges they come and talk to me about. So I would rather put those experiences across. So I think from my journey, if you see, I always feel the clarity of thoughts, and to have
Hmm.
that clarity of thought that what is that you want to do as an individual. So please have that clarity of thought, because a certain point of time I see people coming, joining an organization and still being very confused in terms of what they want to do. It's good that you pick up different things or you try different domain or skills or industry, but then it's very important that you have a clarity of thoughts. You understand what are your strengths, your skills, your passion, and then accordingly choose a profession. Uh, Even if you want to make a move or make a right decision at the right time. So having that clarity of thought is very important. The second is being open to change. Uh, I think in order to be successful for graduates, I think what I have seen from my journey or experience is when I talk to the graduates, they're like, "Oh, Ranjana, I really want to," and I'm talking from the IT industry per se.
Hmm.
Uh, I want to be in development. I think I'm made for development. I really don't want to do anything on testing. Don't ask me to do testing. I think I am really for development. I don't want to do anything on support or anything other than development. So yes, I'm made for development. I don't want to make that move or change. So I feel that is something which is stopping you from all the opportunities that are available in the market, right? Or the opportunities that are available in the organization for you, because you're very young. You need to explore things, and you need to allow people to give you that those opportunities which are available with them. So don't stop yourself. There's sometimes this was about an area of work, but there are sometimes people come back and tell me, I am from Bangalore and I want to stay in Bangalore, or I am from Pune, I
Hmm.
want to stay in Pune. uh, I think it's very important that you travel around, you be in different cities, because that is a different experience. You learn so much from that. So being open to change is very important, and I think that is one tip or advice I would rather put across, that be open to change. It's going to really add value to you. The other one is continuous learning, and this might sound very professor or teacher, but um, I think that's the key to be successful in a long run. and also
Mhm.
understand that can be a differentiator between, as you mentioned, that there is such a large pool available, and how do you actually make yourself stand out? And that's the way that you make yourself stand out is through continuous learning. And there is so much uh, to do right now: online courses, certifications. There are a lot of materials on social media, and how do you utilize it for your continuous learning and development is very, very important. I would not leave this because this is my favorite part, is that please work on your communication skills. So it's important because apart from your subject or apart from your area of work, it's one of the skills that will make you stand out in the crowd and make a differentiator for you. So I would rather summarize as clarity of thoughts, being open to change, and then definitely keep learning, continuously learn, understand, evaluate yourself, keep moving forward, understand market trends, what's in the market, which technology is picking up, and keep learning, and then keep working on your softer skills as well. So that's how I would like to summarize it.
No, I think very essential pointers. I would say these are some of the golden nuggets I'm sure our listeners would really be looking forward to. I really agree with the fact of the from a clarity of thought and being open to change. I believe that a lot of opportunities come your way and you're able to
Mhm.
capitalize on a lot more opportunities when you have a clarity in what direction you want to build your career into,
Mhm.
and also when you are really looking trying different opportunities, you're being very flexible in your approach when you are looking to build and grow in your career. And also it's important that the graduates understand that you should not look at an opportunity as a job, but you should look at them as a stepping stone towards a larger fulfilling career what you're trying to build for yourself.
So
in
very
in,
true.
in these
Yeah.
similar lines, Ranjana, you know, I meet a lot of graduates, a lot of students during my interaction, during my college visits, and
Mhm.
they have a clarity of thought. They have what kind of a career they want to build into, where they want to excel into, what kind of trainings they need to do, what kind of skilling programs they need to participate into, right? But when it comes to the interviews, imagine if their dream company is there in the campus, and that's the company they want to badly get into, that's the role they have always aspired or dreamt of getting into, right?
Mhm.
The stepping stone between them is clearing the interview. They need to smash that interview, especially during the campus, because you have lots and lots of candidates, I would say, looking for that limited number of seats to be fulfilled. What are the common mistakes you feel a fresher or a graduate make in their interview? What tips or what advice would you give to them to avoid these mistakes, and how can they ace their interviews? I think this is something very critical, and I would love to hear your thoughts in depth because you have done a lot of campus recruitments. You have worked extensively in building university relations. I think you are the one of the best persons to answer this question.
Sure, I should. I think again, talking from my experience, and very recently I was working with Alliance University,
Hmm.
and very closely working with them. So one of the things that I picked up in the last one, I think this was my journey with them from 22 to 23 before I moved to US. So I was working with them as a mentor for the MBA graduates, helping them
Hmm.
prepare for interviews and helping them prepare for the corporate life. So it was almost 11-month journey towards campus to corporate. So their program was campus to corporate, and I was working with a bunch of students in terms of helping them get into this journey of interview preparation as well as getting into the job. So again, I'm going to talk about my first time interaction with these MBA graduates, right? And then I have a lot of experience again with engineering graduates, where we do a lot of hiring in the campus. So the challenges they come across, and then we do a lot of sessions for them also for interview preparation, and the kind of movement for them from campus to corporate. So the biggest things that come across for me, there are a lot of articles, or there are a lot of things available right now on social media, online courses of how to help you prepare for those interviews. But I think the most important right now, again, these are the things that comes across when I talk to these people, be it engineering graduates, MBA graduates. I think, again, the same thing. Please decide on what you want to do very early. So if you are an MBA graduate, you have stepped into started doing your management, you know the line of work that you are currently going to be. If you're an engineering graduate, you know that there'll be a campus hiring which is going to start from your seventh sem or sixth sem, depending on how your university or college is allowing the campus companies to come in. So really, it makes your journey very easier when you decide early upon in terms of what you're wanting to do. So if you're wanting to do a master's after your engineering and you do not want to pick up the interviews in the campus, decide that. Right? If you want to be after your MBA, you really want to take up an entrepreneurship and join your family business, you need to decide that. Or you want to pick up a job. Because why I'm talking about this is because so many times when I'm interviewing and I'm with them, they come to me and tell me, I know there is only a month or a two left, Ranjana, but I really decided very late that I want to sit for these companies. And what happened is the initial companies which came, I was not shortlisted because I was not even prepared for it. And so what happened is you missed the good companies or the companies which came in campus. You didn't even get shortlisted because I was not prepared. And that's the very easy answer, but sometimes I think it's just about getting that uh, thought across in your mind that what is that you want to do. What is your next step after this education? What is you wanting to do? And it has to be as early as you can think of. So start deciding early upon in terms of that's a part of your interview preparation. Please understand that you need to decide whether you're taking up a job, you're moving to a corporate, or you're wanting to do a higher education, or you're wanting to pick up a business, or you just want to do something of your interest, and that's quite okay. But just decide on what you want to do. I think the next one in my list would be knowing your subject. Uh, I think most of the time where we fail, or I would say, uh, fail to understand that the whole of this interview preparation is one thing, but knowing your subject, if you are in a computer science graduate, you need to know your subjects. So there can be no way that you clear your interview unless you know your subject. So knowing your subject, preparing well, knowing or being very conversant with your basics of education is important, because sometimes we really miss on that. And during the interview process, we hear answers like, so if you ask them that, okay, a very, very simple thing on HR and or on finance or on the computer science subject, so they'll be like, I read this in my first semester. So and that gives like, okay, and we are trying to hire somebody who is coming from computer science background, and we want all the semesters to be coming with that person. So and that gives you a little question mark in terms of what is that you have been doing in the last 2 years or 4 years or 3 years. So yeah, so I think important is to know your subject very well. Keep in mind that there will be no substitute if you do not know your subject well. So that is an important aspect of interview preparation. Also, the last thing, and I think I'll be repetitive during this whole conversation about it because it's always about when it comes to graduates. I always keep talking, and I've seen people who are really good with their subject, who are really smart people, but then they lack communication skills. And in India, sadly, communication skill, one big aspect of it is English speaking skills. And not all of us has the privilege of coming from uh, convent or English medium
Yeah.
schools. But then realizing that and working upon it is very important from a very early on when you are targeting yourself to be in this job market. So there are a lot of ways where you can work upon it and be at par with a lot of more people. So uh, if you're not coming from that background, that's perfectly okay. But then, how do you actually manage to have your grammar corrected? Make sure that you are able to communicate in this language and be prepared for your interview. So I think, yeah, those are my tips. And again, these are not advices; these are real time problems or issues that came across to me when I was mentoring people, students, when I was mentoring engineering graduates. So these are the issues that people really come across and tell me that, okay, this is where I'm lacking, Ranjana. I know my subject, but somehow I have just 3 months and I'm not prepared enough. So start your preparation early, know your subjects, and work on your softer skills. So that's the thing.
No,
Yeah.
this is such a relevant, broadly it's all about you need to decide early where you want to get into and be ready for it. When the
Yeah.
opportunity comes your way, you are ready for it. And when you get a time, always prepare your subjects, be it semester one, semester two,
Mhm.
always be prepared and keep on revising the old concepts, what has been taught to you, be it an MBA grad, be it an engineering grad, or be it from any other stream. I think having the thorough understanding of all these subject and entire syllabus during that program is something critical, and I think that could help any individual to crack their campus interview with a lot more confidence. And I think when you are confident, then the way you express yourself in front of the panel it will show a lot of positivity and a lot of confidence even panel would get from the respective individual. So yes, I could relate to what you're trying to say, Ranjana, out here.
Yeah.
Mo- Ranjana, we have been talking about the graduates, the freshers, but there's also another segment which I believe is from the young aspiring professionals who have started into their career, who I would say would fall in the 1 to 3 years of work experience or 2 to 4 years of work experience, right? They might get their first job through campus placement, right? But they would always be open to explore new avenues, new opportunities, right? What do you think would be the common struggle these candidates or this category of job seekers would face in their recruitment process when they're looking to make a switch or they're looking to move to a different company? What kind of challenges can they encounter during the recruitment process in this journey?
This is interesting because you're putting me on the other side of the table, because generally what we are trying to find out is what are the challenges as a recruitment team or as a recruitment professional for us in getting the right talent from the recruitment process per se, right? So we always try and put our five biggest challenge or three biggest challenge for the quarter. But yes, this is from the candidate's perspective also. Uh, I think the challenges remain the same. So when I look at the recruitment, when we are hiring and what is our challenge, I think the biggest challenge is ability to get the right candidate in the right time, right? So I think we have to just flip the other side, and the biggest challenge as a candidate, which are just starting or in the first phase of their career, when they're just making their first move or the second move in their career, I think the biggest challenge for them is uh, finding out the right opportunity for them. What is that they want to really, which place they want to be. So again, trying to know, because the first job might be they have landed through campus, as you rightly mentioned, and then they're trying to make their first move or the second move. So where do they actually get the next move, or what is their next job going to be? So finding suitable opportunities, I think, is one of the biggest challenge that this group of people will face from what I have learned. Because that's where they're trying to find out what's next for them. So finding suitable opportunities, and I think one thing which really makes I think I would rather put it across in this: when you're trying to find suitable opportunities, it's very important because now you've spent some time in one job, you have maybe having 1 or 2 years of experience. And again, taking from my journey where I realized that although I was doing a lot of work on the back end operations as a financial analyst, I think I had a lot in me which told me that I can be a front end person. I need to be standing in front and talking to people. So, uh, understand your interest, your skills, your passion. So, and again, a self evaluation of your interest, your passion, your skill is something I'm touching upon in every question of yours, Harshal. But I think it's very, very important to know not only your interest, passion, or skills, but also understanding your limitations and your those limitation and constraints to a place, or reduce that delta. Uh, and if at all, after knowing this, you land into a job, I think you'll be very, very successful. So I think that is one thing which I really going to touch upon is uh, finding the right opportunities by self-analysis or self-evaluation. Uh, so that is one thing. There are definitely this is again coming from the people I have been mentoring across right now in different experience level. And I would say that when we are talking about 2 years, 3 years, or maximum 4 or 5 years in this in current question of yours, but I'm right now mentoring certain people who are maybe 10 years of experience, and
Wow.
they come back to me and ask me, Ranjana, can you help me do a resume? So I think the second problem in terms of recruitment process for this, for anybody, is how do we present ourselves? How do we actually make good resumes and cover letter? So I say resume is a way of presenting ourselves, right? So how do we actually create those resumes and cover letters? So uh, for that, I would say that please use the professional formats and which are available. Do not go by any word resume that you create, because your resume should help you stand out, and it really matters. The resume, you might think that I have so many skills and I'm really doing very well in my current job. So uh, even if I do not do a good resume, it is doesn't matter. I would say, as Harshal, you rightly mentioned, that we have a large talent pool, and standing out from that right job for yourself is only through how you present yourself. And the first way of you being seen through this in any organization, or penetrate in any organization's recruitment process, is through your resumes. So you need to work on your resumes. Uh, and get some feedback. Have mentors help you get some feedback on your resume. So, yeah, I think on that is my tip is use those professional templates and formats. Um I think I would also touch upon two more things in this whole recruitment process, because I know I'm talking to people on these things, so it's very interesting to
Hmm.
share here. Uh, the first thing is getting the right job for yourself. The second is present yourself. The third problem is we have so many job opportunities, and I'm applying to every job opportunity, but I'm still not getting shortlisted. So how do you actually get yourself shortlisted? Is one of the ways I see is how do you prepare your resume, and also making sure that you're applying to the right job. So sometimes what we do is we end up applying to every and any job that is available on the job boards or on the social media. I would really uh, I would really ask everybody to apply to the right job. So If you are coming with Java skills, or you're coming with a project management skill, or if you're coming with sales skill, look at the right job and then only apply. Do not apply if you have a sales job. Do not apply for a project management opportunity. This will not help you. Your resume is really not. So I think the thought behind this is that maybe I will try and reach the inbox of the recruiter, but then you need to understand that you're not even reaching there, and they do not have that bandwidth to look at each and every resume and get reading your resume. So do not have that apprehension of sharing your resume through wrong applications. So apply to the right jobs. And the last one and the difficult one, I think, is we already talked about, is preparation for interviews in this whole
Right.
recruitment process. We already touched upon it. Uh, some people really get stuck on the negotiation skills as well, but it's a tricky one, and I think for a lot of people it's uncomfortable also to get into negotiation skills. But to know your value, to know your skills, all is important, uh, as well as to know the market trends. So, what is happening with your skill? What is the? I think Harshal, you put a lot of data across in your post, and I read them, and I think it's very important to do those kind of studies, read articles upon it. There is Harshal talking about this. So you need to understand what is happening in the market. So you cannot be unaware of the market trends on the salary aspect. Also important is that when you're looking at salary negotiation, I think one major aspect right now is to also understand what are the perks and benefits coming with it. So are there
Right.
any flexible hours? Are there any hybrid opportunities? Do you get insurance facilities? So important is not only to look at, okay, this is the monetary thing about it, but also to look at the overall package and negotiate accordingly. So I think that is how I will wrap it. That uh, finding suitable opportunities, presenting yourself through resumes, uh, being getting shortlisted from the pool of candidates, and then definitely preparing for interviews and negotiating with the offers. So I think that's the whole recruitment process, uh, and I think every step is going to be every step is going to be sometimes overwhelming, but I think just to wrap it, I think it's important also to accept the rejection and have a very balanced emotion, and have a mentor, and I think very important is to understand when this whole recruitment process is going, is that rejection is part of this whole of hiring process, but never does this process tells through rejection is that you're not good enough, right? It's just that that job doesn't fit your skill, or that your skill doesn't fit that job. So always remember, and I tell this to a lot of people, that uh, do not worry about rejection, because I know what's happening. You are good enough. You are good enough for an opportunity. It's just that we are not hiring what you have in your resume. We are hiring, looking for somebody else. So it's never that your skills are being rejected from the feedback, but also make sure that you keep applying, because that's a part of the game. So this is recruitment process in short for you, Harshil. I touched upon all the aspects of it because this
Oh,
is so close
yes.
to my heart, and I'm right now working with a lot of people on it from the other side of the table who are applicants, and I'm helping and trying to find out how they can. I think this is how I want to put it across.
Ranjana, two things I really want to ask as a follow up to your inputs. You touched
Mhm.
upon a very, I would say, emotional aspect of the entire recruitment, which is about the monetary, the CTC
Mm. Yeah,
negotiation, right?
yeah.
I see a lot of graduates, a lot of aspiring professionals are very concerned about the fixed CTC. right? Somewhere I would say there's while they're on the negotiation table with the potential
Mhm.
employer, they have a kind of a blockage towards the non-monetary perks, right? It
Yeah,
could be in terms of the leave policies, the insurance facilities, the perks for the dependents, the
yeah,
variables, and various other factors. Now, the organizations are getting very creative and innovative, since everyone is trying to build a very appealing
yeah,
employee value proposition.
yeah.
Do you see this as one of the major hurdles, or I would say one of the biggest reasons why some of the good talent miss on some of the great opportunities?
Yes, yes, it is, and it's from the both the sides, right? So every employer is right now working upon how do we actually package all the benefits and the cash components so that it is a win-win situation from both ends. Because gone are the times when we were actually getting cash as salary, is that they will pay, remunerate you or compensate you by some monetary benefit. But with today's time, I think it it has to be a whole package of it. So if I am coming and joining an organization, I need to understand that what are my cash components. Definitely, that's the first thing. But then, what is the other benefits that are coming from there? So it can be as small as you said that what are the number of leaves that I get in this organization, right? Because I might have children which I need to support back home, and I need a larger amount of leaves because I need to support my family back home. So and have some break times or have some holiday time with them. So definitely I need a larger amount of leave. There can be things like family insurance, right? So, because there can be elderly back home, and I have parents whom I need to be insured in today's time, post COVID. We all realize that how important it is to make sure that our medical insurance is in place. So, looking at whole package or benefits is very important, and not and I think there are certain more aspect to it, Harshal, apart from the monetary and non-monetary benefit. Also realize that what is the kind of role that you're being put into, what is the growth pattern of that role, how is in demand in the market, is it going to add value to you in the current phase of your career? Um, what is the branding of the organization? Is it going to add value to your career progression? Is it really something that you want in your career right now? Uh, can be as small benefits as trivial benefits is how long is going to be your travel towards work, and is it giving a hybrid or a work from home kind of incentive to the employees? So those are the things that we need to look upon when we are deciding upon an offer, and make your decisions accordingly. Because end of the day, it's yes, we all wait for that payday, but we are also looking at everyday happiness back home or at work. When you look at the organizations to join, always try and understand the whole branding aspect of it. You do your research, do your know the company that you're joining, and overall, I think we touched upon all the monetary, non-monetary, and what matters to you. What is going to be a differentiator for you in terms of the journey to office, how long it's going to be, especially talking about Bangalore and other metros in India, right? We all need to understand that what are the things that really going to matter for you when you're joining an organization.
Yep, absolutely. Travel distance matters, especially in the large metro cities.
Yes, yes.
My final question for you, Ranjana, you also spoke about a lot about the mentorship, right? The
Mhm, mhm.
importance of having a right mentor to plan for your career. A lot of people struggle to find that right mentor. How can a anyone, anyone in the community, how can they find the right mentor for themselves? What are the qualities they look in that mentor? As you're mentoring a lot of aspiring professionals, a lot of graduates, a lot of working professionals, maybe some insights in this regards.
Sure, Harshal. Again, something that I really want to talk about because somehow I think the mentorship has been not really been really been in a lot of people's thoughts, or a lot of people are not really approaching that way to look at mentorship, right? But I think it's so important for us, all of us, to have that mentor. It can be, and as you asked me, how do we get that right mentor? How do we approach that person? There is no easy way, because I might look upon some people whom I feel our values matches, and I really look upon some person and I want that person to be my mentor. But we need to understand that the corporate lives have been such that we are all really running behind time. So we might not be able to get time from the person that you are looking at, but there's with the social media, and that is what I am doing. Uh, is how do I get my mentor? When I try and follow a lot of people whom I really aspire to be. So I idolize people. I aspire to be people. So I have a list of people I aspire to be and I idolize to be. They might not be able to give me time, and I am really not having that kind of expectation. But I would give some names and some of the women leaders across globe whom I really think. And one of the person is Leena Nair. I think from being an HR professional to the CEO, I really uh, look up forward to her. And what I do is I watch all her videos online. I really look at her LinkedIn profile every time I log in, and is there a new update? Uh, so those are the ways that you can learn, and I think that's the way in today's world where you are looking forward to some person and you idolize, because it's very important to find those set of people whom you are really looking forward to, and you feel that your value and line of work matches, and this is where you want to be. Then this is the way right now, because and somehow you might not get time for from those people. But coming down the layer, when you're looking when you're just started your journey, or you're even in mid career, and you're looking at somebody as your mentor, and you happen to find time with them, uh, respect that time. Respect the fact that uh, there's somebody trying to teach you from their experience, because although we have so much available right now on the internet, but learning from experiences, learning from somebody's uh, first-hand experience and somebody's work is a very, very different way of learning. So I think that's the way of learning, and mentorship is one area where I feel that everybody has to look either to mentor somebody or take mentorship. So you have to be either of it, and can be sometimes, like right now, I'm at both the ends. I'm mentoring a lot of people, but I try and reach a lot of people whom I ask for guidance and help. So I think it has to be both the ways, and really, it's one of the things that I know you have been trying to do a lot on that, Harshal. I know personally, because I see you having so much of gratitude towards your mentor, but I think it's so imperative to have a mentor for yourself, and also mentoring, help mentoring those people, those young minds, and let them grow in their career.
I really want to thank you, Ranjana. I mean, for sharing so many valuable insights and experiences with us today. Your expertise, your insights has shed light on the critical aspects of navigating the complexities of the modern job market, especially in India. So I'm sure this has been quite insightful for all our listeners. And Thank you so much, Ranjana, for really sharing these insights with us.
Thank you, Harshal. I think this was something which I was talking so much from my heart, uh, because it was so something that I love talking about, and recruitment is so close to my heart, and especially the areas that you touched upon, the graduates and the recruitment process and the interview process. I think it's also something which I really wanted to see if I can help talk about my journey, and it can help some people around. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, Ranjana. To all our listeners, we hope this session has equipped you with the knowledge and strategies to excel in your careers. Remember, the journey is continuous and staying informed, adaptable, and proactive is key to success. Thank you for joining into the HR Insider podcast, where we uncover the layers of human resources one episode at a time. This is Harshal signing off from the HR Insider.